we'll just wing it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, as opposed to the heavily scripted, highly tuned, put together presentations you've been doing.
Yes, oh yeah, those. Yeah,
of course,
like searching for. What was I going to say?
My video productions, which are even a few levels below that.
Oh yeah. This is the McNeil Lair Hour here. So. Hi, I'm Rich Brueckner from the SC10 Communications Committee. We're here on day 4. This is Thursday, November 18th, and my guest today is Dan Olds from Gabriel Consulting. How you doing, Dan?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. You know, I want to talk today about the results come out for the Student Cluster Competition.
They do.
And you've been following this closely.
I have been. I've been covering this just basically for my own enjoyment, but I'm also doing some of my blogs at GCG. They're being reposted on the Register and a lot of video blogging. It's been great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I don't really know the results. I know a few bits and pieces. They don't trust me with the real results, but I'm not going to talk about that today because I've been sworn to secrecy, and like my wedding vows, it's a sacred thing to me, and as long as I'm in the same zip code as the secret, I can't reveal it.
I gotcha.
So
okay.
What I do want to do is present some awards and talk about some of the real breakout performances.
Well,
This is a non-performance categories, but it is performance because it's the SCC spirit and sort of the spirit of the entire supercomputing community.
Okay.
And I dubbed them this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
In the shower, coming up with the Register / Gabriel Consulting Group Spirit Awards.
Okay. And I think this is important because these teams don't get any physical prize, as I understand it. There's no trophy. There's no plaque. Even I don't think so. And they're gonna. When are they gonna announce this stuff?
It's going to be announced today at the awards luncheon.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think is a 2-hour affair that begins around 12:30.
Around 12:30. Okay. So we're recording this in the morning before that. So Dan, why don't you tell us about your awards here? And I have some interesting things to go with.
Yes, you went out when we were collaborating on this. This has been a work that's been in process for almost 12 hours, I think, at this point. Yeah. So you went out. I think after a night on the town.
Yeah,
perhaps at one of the 24-hour gift stores.
Yes. I went to I went to the Voodoo store down by the Rainbow section on Bourbon Street.
Very nice.
And got some folklore things to go with your award.
Well, then we'll match this up as we go.
It will. Right.
First of all, flair and showmanship. Okay. It's interesting. It's an interesting category this year because I believe it's the first year that they're awarding a fan favorite. So as folks walk by, the teams are supposed to talk to them, talk about what they're doing, engage the audience, right? Okay. And boy, you can't give this award to anybody else other than the Shine retiring folks from the University of Texas at Austin.
Really?
Oh my God, they had a gift shop set up essentially. They had more flair there than some vendor booths that I saw.
Okay.
Everything from T-shirts to bags to pens. They cleaned out the TAC booth. They also had custom life-size photographs of themselves in the TAC to the Future theme with their own faces put in. I mean, they went over and above everything but a sample of Mama's best brisket was there.
Great.
And it was amazing. They even built a freaking flux capacitor.
A flux capacitor.
A flux capacitor.
That powered
like
the DeLorean.
From the movie.
Yeah.
And the only way they could have gotten the parts for that is to go to the research and development section of Home Depot. Okay. And I believe it took perhaps as much as $53 to build.
Okay. And I assume you've got a lot of pictures of this on your blog.
I have a bit of video of this, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
All right. So that's that award.
That is that award.
Do they get anything, any tangibles on that one? Or
they have all the tangibles.
They have the tangibles.
On that
okay.
One. Now there's honorable mention though. Got a couple of honorable mentions real quick. Purdue.
Yes.
They brought the signature sledgehammer, and one of the Purdue advisors had a moth land on him and instantly die, which is a whole nother story. But they put the moth next to the hammer, which they thought sent out an interesting message. The message I thought it sent out was Purdue believes every problem is solved with a sledgehammer, including moths. But it was great. It was really funny to see that.
Okay.
Taiwan, the team from Taiwan, had these little tattoos. And as you can see, can you get this in the shot? Yeah. It's still here. This went on 3 days ago. I shower. I'm good on that. I'm clean.
Yeah.
It's not coming off. It's not ever coming off.
Taiwanese
this is the same quality.
ink. Yeah, good
I got to tell you, they need to be selling this. Whatever this ink is, they need to be selling this. And I've got a meeting with HP later.
Okay.
I'm going to swing it by.
Okay.
So anyway, that is for the Flair and Showmanship Awards.
Yep.
Next category, the Make Yourself at Home Award.
Yeah.
Okay. That's got to go to Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Stony Brook Experience Team. They have some members that have been here 4 years, others that have been 3 years and 2 years.
Yeah.
They were the first team to go out and borrow some couches from vendor booths.
Okay.
And bring it back to build themselves their own little nest.
Oh. Okay.
They were even discerning, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Some of the closer, couches, not so good.
Yeah.
They kind of went for the couches where the vendors spent some money.
I
Gotta like that.
Very clever. Very clever.
Honorable mention to the Team Russia.
Yeah.
They built their own little Cineplex.
Okay. Okay.
Using the 42-inch screen and almost surround sound.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the sound quality.
Well, they are living in this
yes.
right, for 72 hours or whatever it is. Right?
46 hours at least.
Okay.
Plus the weekend.
All right.
So they did a good job with that.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Getting It Done award.
Okay.
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 And actually, you want to talk about the prizes?
Yeah. So at the Voodoo Place, New Orleans is a very spiritual town with a lot of legacy of Santeria.
Many spirits.
Yes. This is a candle, the god of Ogun.
Oh, and that's for our next category.
Yeah, and
yes.
I looked this up. Ogun is in charge of iron, fire, and war. Okay, so pretty much everything except procreation and agriculture, it goes to Ogun.
And
so I think that's an appropriate award. Who gets this one?
This is going to go to the committee, the SCC committee.
Okay.
With Haya Nam.
Yeah.
And her team for getting it done. It's the Getting It Done award because they really did a great job in the logistics.
Okay.
They did a great job in putting the SCC together.
Okay. That's for Haya and her team. Terrific. Yes. Okay. What's next then?
The next awards, and these are sort of the premier Register GCG SCC Spirit Awards.
All right.
If you had a drum roll, this is where you do it.
Okay.
Okay, good. That was weak.
Yes.
But we're going to go ahead and go with that.
All right.
This is for the overall best example of showing the SC and the Student Cluster Competition spirit.
Okay.
The community.
The spirit. Okay.
And that has to go to Florida A&M, hands down.
Really?
Florida A&M worked 9 months on putting together a cluster on learning about HPC, learning about clustering. Their first cluster they put together was on old MacBooks.
Oh.
Right? So they've been using just systems that they could cobble together here and there to learn the concepts, understand it, and compete here.
Okay.
They didn't get their hardware.
Didn't show up.
Didn't show up.
Wow.
The hardware did not show up at when it was supposed to show up.
Okay.
They finally got something too late and too small.
Okay.
They were provided with essentially 2 workstations. I could have brought more cores from home, and I'm not a guy that has an awful lot of computers.
Okay, that sounds like a sad story. Is there a happy ending?
Well, first of all, talking about their spirit, they didn't complain.
Okay.
They stayed.
Okay.
They hung.
Yep.
They persevered.
Yep.
And they competed and completed the competition.
No
now,
kidding.
How they did that?
Yeah.
Other teams helped them out.
Really?
Colorado. Colorado gave them some nodes that they had. The SC committee and other teams fanned out and found stuff, and vendors came through.
Yeah.
Mellanox came through with an interconnect.
Okay.
And it was tell them the situation, ask them once. They were right there.
They just pulled something out of their booth and gave it to them.
They pulled whatever they could, and
yeah.
they pulled any string they could as well. And Dell.
And Dell?
Dell came up with hardware too.
Nice.
And that is the spirit of this thing.
Okay.
And that's the great part of this, and I really enjoyed seeing that.
Well, I think that particular team deserves this award. This fella here, from what I've been told, it's all written in Spanish or some strangely. I can't read it, but he's the patron saint of perseverance.
Yeah.
So,
as far as we know, judging from what they told you, what you actually heard
at the store, and what I remember from my current state at that point in the evening, that's good for them. Okay.
And I kind of remember it from not taking Spanish ever.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good. Okay.
And we have a couple of others.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought our final award.
For the Good Samaritan, the vendors.
Yes, the Good Samaritan.
And they're all part of that SC spirit.
I got this charm, and it's La Manja, and she's goddess of the sea. And for the Haitian people, they have this ritual where they give offerings to this goddess, and they go to the ocean and watch the sun come up on New Year's. And if they are worthy, she grants their wishes. Okay, so I got one of those for each of those companies, and thanks for granting the wishes.
Their dreams will come true.
Yeah. So La Manja is, if you want dreams to come true, she's your gal. Okay.
And the other thing I'd like to say, just in closing off my coverage of SCC, that this competition was great this year. This is a breakout year. There's been a lot more publicity, a lot more attention. I want to encourage any vendors out there that want to sponsor a team, and the universities that aren't here that should be here. And there are plenty of them. And we want to make this bigger for Seattle. And better. What's better? It's great now.
It's a great program, and I think, as we mentioned on one of the other shows, half these kids got job offers. Okay,
at least half. And I listened to some interviews. Of just of folks coming by and saying, so what are you doing next year? Got some time? Because we'd sure like to talk to you. We kind of like what your experience is. A great way to find good people.
Companies want people with that kind of initiative, and I think it's a great program. So
it is.
I want to thank you for giving all that coverage to it this year.
I'm going to start my pregame coverage next week. I think when the coffee wears off.
That's good. All right. Well, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Rick.
That's it for our last day, our last summary from SC10. We'll see you in Seattle next year.